Welcome to the Mindfulness of Singing, and I'm Denise, your sassy, spunky scientist.
And I'm Tony, your bubbly, big-hearted flower child.
Our podcast features practical tips and tools for a journey of transformation using the healing power of your voice.
Each podcast, we will delve into the mind, body, and spirit connection by interviewing inspirational guests, sharing personal stories, and discussing the most recent scientific research.
Tune in and join our community of mindful singers. Good morning, Tony.
Good morning, Denise. Nice to see you again, since I just got to see you yesterday.
I know. I'm traveling, so I'm in a hotel. So this, won't be perfect today, but we'll do our best. We saw each other live for the first time in how long? Been 6 or 7 months, hadn't it?
Yeah, at least. I made a trip to Virginia in August to see my daughter before she went back to school. So it's been a while.
October, November, December, January, February, March, April, 8 months. 8 months. We've been meeting on Zoom. Blech.
And I haven't gone any traveling during that time. And for those who are listening that are concerned, we've both been vaccinated. We both had one shot. We're both very cautious. We follow the protocol. So we were safe and safe for others and grateful to be out and about. I felt so grateful for the trip.
Yes, me too. I needed it big time. I needed to see somebody else's face besides the all the time. And to get a good, Tony is a good hugger. So I got a good, firm, almost squeeze the life out of me hug.
That is so true. Older people in a faith community that were with me, like, be careful, Tony, don't hurt me, because I do like to. And
and she's strong too. So it was like, okay, anyway.
You've been hugged when Tony hugs you.
Yep, it lingers for sure.
So, and I wanted
what?
And I wanted to give a good Tony hug. I haven't been able to do that in all this time. So
absolutely. Well, and then we spent our time together doing spa things.
We had a hot day and a cold day.
Yeah, we did. We did a hot thermal bath at hot springs, and the water, the mineral water that comes up out of the ground. We did that. We did cryotherapy one day, and then we also did a thing called stretch therapy, which was awesome. If you can find a stretch therapist or a stretch therapy practitioner in your area, wow, did that really unlock my hips, and that really helped with some pain there. So it was very, very good. Anyway, and then we did girly stuff like nails and toes
and ate good healthy food.
And it was good. It was really, really good. We thoroughly enjoyed our girls' weekend. So get your shots, people. Get your shots and get out there and enjoy your people, your tribe. But I'm ready to be back with my tribe.
Yeah, it was primarily a playcation, but we did get a little bit of work in. We have some exciting things coming up. But I guess I would like to go ahead and introduce our guest, Denise, and tell who we get to talk to today.
Let's hear it.
So today we get to visit with Ellen Hinkle, and she is a soprano and emerging soprano. She received her bachelor's degree from the University of Arizona, but she is also a Southern gal. She's a native of Missouri, and she did her master's at Missouri Kansas City Conservatory. And in addition to being an outstanding singer, she's also innovative and entrepreneurial, and she launched the Modern Singer group online. She is the editor, and they have quite a number of singers who contribute to their platform. And it's mainly targeted for singers in the 18 to 35 age range who are pursuing a professional career in singing. And I'm eager to hear about how she has evolved and pivoted during this time and how they're pivoting out of this transitional time. I noticed her post about how to get back in the game after COVID too, if you haven't been singing. So So I'm eager to meet her. So do you have anything to share before she joins us?
Well, I mean, I was just going to say, the modern singer is the name of the magazine, and I've looked at it. It's really good. It's all about, how to navigate the world of getting an agent, or, and all the things that you want to do as an emerging professional singer, through the lens of a more updated, more modern kind of way to think about things. And recently there was an article that came out in Rolling Stone magazine that was all about the current conservatory, music school training of musicians, and how they're not modernizing, and they're not, in this person's opinion, they're not fulfilling their contract with their students by not teaching them modern technology, modern ways to market themselves, modern collaborative skills, things like that. In the way that you and I learned back in the day, way back in the day, we had to, we were taught that we were an island. Every man for himself. You're an
And
island.
compete.
You got to compete. Your collaborator was a pianist, but certainly
And we didn't even use that term. It was just, that's a fairly new
accompanist.
term. Yep, yep. But
When we were doing our training, we didn't learn about how to collaborate with other singers, or how to collaborate on, something modern, or we weren't taught that, we could have a side gig, maybe doing some writing, or going into business, or, being entrepreneurial. It was very narrow and very, what, one path only. And now, singers, especially after COVID, are often having to try to figure out what to do next, or how to make a living doing. I've noticed a lot of singers are doing things like selling insurance, or financial advising, and some things like that. And good for them. You should be flexible. You should be able to do other things. And I'm not saying everybody wants to do that. That's not, wouldn't be my thing to do, but certainly having other skills, being able to write articles, being able to, get yourself published in some journals or whatever, continuing to create a career that is multifaceted, I think is hugely important. And according to the article in the magazine, they were saying, that most conservatories, most schools of music are really, really missing the boat. And they really called out Juilliard. So they needed to really update and rethink things. And this was a graduate of Juilliard who wrote the article and was saying, I have any skills I have beyond my little narrow, what I learned at Juilliard, I'm having to learn now.
right.
After graduation.
If nothing else, COVID has certainly taught us that. And
Mhm.
so I think there's going to naturally evolve and be a shift just by what has happened. I mean,
Exactly. So I think it's great that these ladies are like, hey, let's collaborate. Let's be entrepreneurial. Let's start something cool, and let's see how many people in our age bracket can, use the same information that we find really important to what we're doing in our own careers and our own pathway. Clearly it's not one-sided for her. She's a soprano, she's got an agent, those kinds of things, but she's also being entrepreneurial and thinking outside the box. And I can't wait to talk to her and find out what all that entails, and how she started it and stuff like that. I love that. I love to talk to people who are like, yeah, I'm a singer and I'm a musician, but I have this other really cool thing on the side. And I love to hear about their journey into that. So I'm excited to talk to her.
Okay.
Yes,
Hey, Tony, I hear we have a fantastic announcement.
we do indeed. Denise, where are you going to be on Tuesday, June 15th at 7 o'clock?
Tuesday, June 15th at 7 o'clock. Tuesday, June 15th from 7 o'clock Eastern Time,
Eastern Daylight Time, very important. Molto
Eastern
importante.
Standard Daylight Time.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm trying to, oh, I know where I'm going to be. I'm going to be with you.
There
And we're
you
going
go.
to be doing a play shop.
That's right. It's time to play, and we want you all to come and join us so it's even more fun. This is a chance to explore singing and meditation and good vibrations, and we guarantee fun. So come and play and join us. When are you going to be there, Denise?
June the 15th at 7 o'clock, and that's a Tuesday. And I will have gotten off work if I'm working, and I will have fed my family or eaten my dinner or whatever. And then I'll be ready to do something for myself because self care is important.
Yes, indeed. Yes, this is great self-care. Self-care for your body, your mind, your spirit, and inspiration for singing. So we can't wait for you to join us. And I bet they're wondering, how do they join us, Denise? What do they need to do?
They need to go to the mindfulnessofsinging.com
And
and register.
register right on the website. So let's get back to the podcast. We can't wait to see you all on Tuesday, June 15th, 7
I-
o'clock.
I'm going to be there.
I'm going to be there too. Good
Hi,
morning.
Good morning, ladies. How are you?
Nice to
Good.
see you.
Nice to see you. Thanks for having me. I'm very excited.
Oh, we are too.
And you're a redhead. How did
I am. Look at us.
I missed that in checking you out? How did I miss that?
It depends on the season and the lighting. It sometimes looks brown. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I didn't know you were a redhead. Do you have blue eyes?
They change blue and green. What are they today?
Okay, that's me, depending
Is
on
it?
what you're wearing.
Sisters. Maybe your sisters.
There you go,
I love that.
kindred spirits.
Yeah, we are.
Nice to see a fellow redhead soprano, Southern redhead soprano too.
Yes, we are sisters.
We are, but we're all three Southerners, so nice to have you. We've just been chatting about how you created Modern Singer, and we're eager to hear more about that and your story and how you all have pivoted during COVID. And I noticed your post about kind of pivoting out. And so why don't you begin by telling us your singing story first, how you got into singing?
Yeah, wow. Well, that we could be here all day, right?
Your Reader's Digest singing story.
right, the cliff notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. So, probably like most people, I sang a lot when I was a kid, and my mom put me right into singing lessons. My mom is also a musician. She's a blues musician and like a singer-songwriter. So, she got me into singing and voice lessons real quick, and was part of children's choirs and stuff like that in St. Louis, and decided that's what I wanted to go to school for. So I went to my undergrad, and I actually went at University of Arizona and studied there, and then did my master's at UMKC Conservatory in Kansas City. Did a lot of regional singing. I loved singing local. Singing local was just so much fun because I knew the community. You know what I mean? You know the people, you know what they want, you know how it affects them. You can connect with those people a little bit more, and so that was just so fun to me. I absolutely loved that. Did a few young artist programs, and then I really I'm kind of a homebody, and when you're a singer, you travel a lot, right? You don't have a home sometimes. You live out of your suitcase, and you live out of other people's homes and stuff like that. And I really did some soul searching, because God, I love to perform. Performing is just it meant so much to me. It was so much fun. The ultimate high, right? You're just so elated after just a great performance. But I had to do a lot of soul searching. And what did I want as a human, not just as a singer, but as Ellen, as a human. And I decided to become an arts admin. You're always a singer, right? You're always singing, you're always humming, music doesn't ever leave your life, no matter if you're into opera or musical theater or blues or whatever, that is so a part of you that will never leave. But I didn't want to leave the industry, right? So I became an arts admin for Arizona Opera. I live here in Phoenix. And Modern Singer, wow, we've been doing that since 2013. Still, again, part of the singer community. Definitely couldn't leave my singing family. But how did that get started? So in 2013, I believe was the year. It actually started as a blog. One of my best friends, she when I was an undergrad, she was getting her doctorate, right? And so she was just like, man, there's just people out here who get degrees like her, who was in her doctorate, right? Like, you are very advanced in your career at this point, in your learning career. And she's like, and they just don't teach us anything. They teach us how to sing. They teach us diction. They teach us theory, and all of that. But, you don't learn how to run a business. You don't learn how to talk to companies. You know what I mean? How to talk to different types of companies, how to pitch yourself. You know what I mean? These are things that people learn in business school, but as singers, we don't really learn any of that. So a group of us got together. I think it was about 5 or 6 of us got together, and we started Modern Singer. It went by a different name at that time. And it was really just kind of a blog, just to put thoughts out there, see who's listening, and see who needed the information. And wow, over the years, it just kept growing and growing. We quickly found that there was just a lot of people out there who needed this information, who are craving this information, who also wanted to help other singers, like, oh, this was my experience, and let me tell you about it. Or, oh, I've done that before and I had to learn the hard way, so let me help you so you don't have to learn that the hard way like I did. And it just kept growing and growing and growing. And we went through a major rebrand a few years ago, which was really good for us, and became Modern Singer. And yeah, now here we are today. We're, a great resource for people who are trying to build that singer lifestyle, who are looking for an accepting community. Our community can be negative at times, is putting it lightly. So we try to create a safe space, a happy space. I know that kind of sounds ridiculous, but just like a happy space, because it's a negative industry. It's a small but large industry, and we can get lost. We can also be targeted. And yeah, that's kind of where we're at today. We're always trying to mold and grow, just really here to serve our singer community. Anything that they need or want to build their singing lifestyle, we try to provide in a good, safe space.
That's beautiful. So you have a magazine in addition to the online presence?
Yeah, it's just an online magazine. It's a blog, a magazine, whatever you want to call it. Yep, it's online at modernsingermag.com. We also, have social media pages as well, and we post articles, interviews, all sorts of resources. We have a freebie vault. People can sign up for free and access printables and stuff to help with their career or their day-to-day lives. And we also have a shop where we launched a bunch of fun, singer merch, just to rep our singer style, as well as some workshops to help singers. That's all online. And then we just take all that content and parse it out and give it to people through social media, because it's just easier sometimes to either digest in small groups, small morsels of information, or we're just more on social media than we are reading articles and stuff.
So, how many people are actively working as many hours as you are in the for modern singer?
Yeah, wow. It varies. I would say me and the head of social media, her name is Alyssa Click. We probably are the ones who are doing the most. Gosh, I don't know what I would do without her. She's absolutely amazing, and we're probably up there. Then I have a smaller leadership team, a couple other people who are working behind the scenes pretty regularly. Associate editor who helps with creating copy, and she helps with creating workbooks and stuff. We're kind of revamping some of our workshops and workbooks at the moment. And so she's really into that. We have a head editor as well who reads all of the articles and our copy and stuff like that, just to make sure it is good to go before we release. And then I have a whole team of writers and editors. I have a video editor, and yeah, the editors and writers, everybody else has other jobs, including me, including Alyssa. Everyone has other jobs. They're either singers or teachers or arts admins, or various other jobs. So their responsibilities kind of vary either month to month, or sometimes writers aren't writing every month, stuff like that. So but to answer your question directly, probably just 1 to 3 other people are kind of knee deep in modern singer like I am.
Okay, last one, and Denise gets to jump in. So I'm sure by now our listeners are intrigued and would like to learn more how they can get involved in this community. So give them the tips on how to plug in.
Yeah, definitely. Following us on social media, we have Facebook at Modern Singer Mag, Instagram also at Modern Singer Mag. You can definitely find us. That's where we're most active, posting every day, commenting, connecting with our readers, our group. You can also visit our website, modernsingermag.com. That's where all of our resources are housed. So much on there. Like I said, we've been writing and collecting resources since 2013. So anything you need, just type it in the search box, and I'm sure it'll pop up. If not, email us, and we will get some information for you on that topic. We also have modernsingermag.shop. Like I mentioned, that we have merch and stuff, fun things that you can, rep your singer lifestyle, but also workshops and other printables and stuff like that to really help you out. We have a branding workshop that is really, really great, as well as like a social media workshop and anything for like singer budget bundle. Like I didn't know how to file my taxes as a singer or keep track of expenses as a singer. So that's in there as well. Yeah. And we just launched a book club group on Goodreads. So you can join us in that. We are, collecting a lot of resources for singers, a lot of books and stuff, and kind of continuing that discussion on that. So you can find that on our website as well.
Beautiful. So plug-in sounds like there's a ton of resources for anyone who's actively pursuing a career. And I would invite your community as well to connect with us. Our goal is not to help someone have a professional career, but our tools can certainly help them, mind, body, and spirit, to relax and enjoy their journey as they pursue a professional career. So Denise, jump in. I feel like I've been hogging this conversation with my fellow kindred spirit here, redheaded sister. So it's your turn.
Well, I thought you two were doing great. I was just gonna relax here and let you two do the show and try not to scratch my nose or something. I don't know. So my question is, have you read the article in
Rolling Stone?
Thank you. Rolling Stone magazine, that was all about what conservatories and School of Music are not doing for their students. Did you read that article?
I haven't. No, I haven't even heard of it. So thanks for letting me know. I'll go look at it.
Yeah, look for that, because it was a graduate of Juilliard, not a singer, but a graduate of Juilliard, who's like, I should have learned how to do my taxes. I should have learned this. I should have, basically what you're talking about. And it was a pretty recent article. And I think schools, so I'm in higher ed, I teach higher ed, and We struggle. We struggle with when we start trying to redo curriculum. People get very attached to their
The way
thing
we've done it.
and the way we've
Right.
always done it and the way I was taught. And and it's utter baloney. It really is. It's really baloney. And I'm not your normal academician. I'm more of an entrepreneurial type who just happens to like job security. So I
I can agree with that. I'm an
and
arts
really
admin now
great
too,
health
so
insurance. I like really great health insurance. So I do it even though, kind of wish I didn't, but anyway, that's a different thing. But when we start talking about that, people get really, really passionate about, no, this is how I taught it. This is the way I learned, and they kind of get in their silos and then nothing gets done and you can't get people to change. And it takes a really long time to turn around the big boat of any kind of big boat, right? Like it takes a long time to turn it around. So we're currently in the process of that, and it's really painful, and people are drawing boundaries and all of that. But Tony and I were talking before you came on that, it's just not what we learned. We learned that you're an island. It's every man for himself.
Mhm.
Your collaboration is going to be with a pianist and a pianist only. And anything outside of that isn't going to serve you well, because you need to get an agent and get out there, and someone else's success means there's less of it for you. And, it's just kind of that mentality that's really, well, it doesn't make for great community for sure. And, and then you add to the fact that, something like COVID happens, and then what? You have no skills outside of singing and, or reading music, or, whatever you learned in that very niche driven lane. So, I mean, I hear you. I think it's great that you're doing it. I think, I would love to know if your magazine it sounds like you guys have like business, social media, blah, 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 all of the things. And most magazines have, arts and culture, health and whatever, they have their normal columns that you read in a magazine, no matter what. And so I'm curious if you have like a mental wellness column, or if you have a health and wellness column, how to stay well, do you have those kinds of columns in the?
Yep, we definitely do. I say this over and over again. I really should make t-shirts out of it, but singing is a lifestyle. It's not just a job, right? It's not a job we clock in 9 to 5 and then I can come home and stop thinking about it, right? It is, I have to mold myself, like you said, we are taught to be an island, right? And my success means I'm stealing from somebody else's success, which I think is all, BS. And we also think it's BS here at Modern Singer, obviously, because we're trying to create community, right? And to take care, to be a good singer, to be a good musician, to be a good arts admin, anybody in this business, right? You have to take care of yourself, and you have to figure out how to put all of these pieces together to create that singer lifestyle, because it isn't just my job. It's my job. It's the way I speak every single day that's going to affect this. It's my mindset. Like we talked about earlier, there's a lot of negativity in this business. You're rejected more than you get jobs. Your teacher focuses on what we need to fix. You may get a praise for sure, but it's more about what you need to fix in yourself. When you're in a competition as a singer, they say, good job. Even if you're the winner, good job. Here are the things that you need to edit, to work on. Yeah. So your mindset is really important. And that's a whole other thing, right? That's a whole thing that you could spend hours and hours a day on working on. That's something that I'm currently working on. I'm sure a lot of people, after this past year is really focusing on. But to answer your question, yeah, we do. We have a lot of different categories. We like to feature artists to continue that community, to expose other singers to singers, possibly in their communities, or people who are like them, and kind of expose that person's journey, just a little snippet. We also have features on companies or other professionals, interviews and stuff like that. So you can gather information that way. We have a whole section on career, so auditions, being an entrepreneur, just flat out resources that people can use. We have a whole lifestyle section because, like I said, we're real big on that singer lifestyle. So entertainment, travel. Some people, it's hard to travel. How do you travel when you have a dog? How do you travel when you have a kid? How do you travel when you're bouncing from one place to another and you're trying to stay healthy and all of that? We have a whole section on health and happiness, as well as style. What kind of shoes you should be wearing. Now, this is a whole loose conversation because you can wear whatever you want, shouldn't matter, but types of shoes that are comfortable but are still a heel if you need to wear a heel, or dresses that you can wear that look good on stage, stuff like that. Just helpful resources. So yeah, we try to
bolts.
Yeah, what'd you say?
Nuts and bolts.
Yeah, exactly. Just trying to help people in any facet of the industry that they need information and help on. In my undergrad, one of the teachers, who was not my teacher, was very hyper focused on your appearance. And that was the appearance advice that she gave was her opinion, but also helped her singers. They knew how to dress themselves. They looked really good all the time. That was something that she was hyper focused on. Other teachers did not. And those people had questions about, what they should wear, what kind of undergarments. If you're if you're in a show and you're wearing some type of undergarment, how do you breathe in it? Some things that are you've never done before, and now you're thrown on stage in your costume and you can't breathe in the costume, things like that. We try to just help out, give advice to anybody who needs something. Some people might not need that information. Some people, might know how to travel. Some people might have a whole health and wellness routine that they do every day. Other people, may need help in those areas. So yeah, definitely try to hit all aspects of the lifestyle.
It sounds like they're very, very thorough. Go ahead.
Yeah, we try to be. We get a lot of questions through social media or our friends, or we're part of different singer communities online and Facebook and stuff like that, and people are asking questions all the time because Denise, like you said, we don't get all that information in school. Also, to be fair to schools, there's a lot of information out there. Singers are their own agents, they're their own brand, they're their own advocate. They're what I mean? Like, we do a lot as singers or as musicians. Not don't need to pigeonhole that into singers, but as a musician, you just do a lot more than other people do in their other jobs, right?
Absolutely.
We do a lot of things. So to be fair to schools, unless we're getting 4 degrees, there's not enough time in the day to teach all that stuff. So we just try to be that resource that if somebody's looking for something, they can go on our website, search it, and find a couple different resources that may speak to them.
Sure. Do you take guest article writers? Can someone submit an article and it get vetted and either put in or not?
Yeah, sometimes we if somebody wants to be a guest writer or something, we always try to push them to be interviewed and speak in that way, just because we get a lot more viewership in video, as you might know, as you guys are a podcast, it's easier to listen or to watch something than it is to read sometimes while you're cooking dinner or doing the dishes or driving to work or something like that. So it is something that we do, but we usually tend to encourage people to interview with us, to do a little snippet of something like that. It's just it'll get them more views and easier to digest for our community.
Right.
Along that same line, if you have some type of business that would be of interest to Modern Singer, I noticed that you all also sell ads. Very clever the way you had all the pop-up ads and things that, so if someone's interested in that, that's another way to connect to the people in your community.
Yeah, definitely. We try to keep all of our resources free for singers because we are poor and struggling, and we want to get that information to people who need it. So we do sell ads to other companies, to small businesses. It varies definitely. We don't pigeonhole that at all, but we try to keep those ads. We want them to be relevant to the singers. We're not going to, sell an ad that's about, I don't know, something about watering your lawn, right? It's definitely singer focused, so that our readers, our viewership can, access that. We want it to be another resource. And it's also great for companies, or people, concerts, audition notices, products, all sorts of stuff, get their name and face, or, their product, whatever it is, out in front of our readers. We have a huge group. Like I said, we do social media ads, we do ads on our website. We do have a newsletter, and we put ads in that as well. Just another avenue for people in our industry to get their name or their audition notice, their product out there.
Beautiful.
Great.
Thank you.
It's wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing all of that with us. Can you tell us like what your webpage URL is? Can you give us the...
Yeah, it's modernsingermag.com. So modernsingermag.com. Everything is on there. You can access the shop from there. You can access our book club from there. And then, like I mentioned, if you want to follow us on social media, we're on Facebook and Instagram at Modern Singer Mag. So you can follow us there. Like I said, we're always trying to learn more and see how we can serve our community better. I mean, that's literally why we exist, is to help our musician community. So, feel free to message us, to email us, to, comment on our posts, whatever you feel comfortable doing, and ask us questions, anything. Tell us what you need, so that we can help you, because that's what we're here to do.
Fantastic.
Beautiful. Thank you for serving in the singer community. Thank you for all that you're doing. Thank you for sharing your positivity with us. We're all about positive ways to help singers grow as well. So you're certainly a match for us. And thank you very much. I don't have any more questions. I hope people will connect to all that you have to offer.
Oh, thank you, ladies. I mean, thank you for doing what you're doing as well. It is so important to... I feel like the musician, the musical community just needs this, right? We need the positivity, we need the information, the resources. And so thank you for having me. Thank you for doing what you guys do as well. It is so important, especially now more than ever, after, in COVID land that we live in. And we need it all, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
Amen.
Do. Thank you, Ellen. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, ladies. Have a wonderful weekend.
Have a beautiful day.
Thank you too.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Thank you so much for listening. We are very grateful that you joined us today. If you like this podcast, please subscribe, write a review, share it with a friend.